Kingsmen. Caraguna alongside Aaron Hook with you this evening. Thank you all for tuning in. And Aaron, this offensive team for Rowan, 22-5, just averaging under 93 points a game. Meanwhile, the Kingsmen, they put up 73.9 points per game, but they've upset a lot of teams to be here tonight. Yeah, absolutely. They come from Thousand Oaks, California. That's the northern part of the state, so they're not SoCal kids. They're not really LA kids. A few kids on the roster from Los Angeles, but yeah, you mentioned it, Kara. In the SEAC championship game, they took down number 25 nationally ranked Pomona Pitzer, who right now are playing an NCAA tournament game of their own. But yeah, this is a Cal Lutheran team that was not projected to win their conference, 8-8 in conference play, and they have had a little bit of a Cinderella run, as we like to say in March a lot, to get to this point. But Rowan tonight, I don't think should have too much of an issue the way they've played all year. Rowan controls the opening tip. Vilmar off the glass, no good. The rebound belongs to the Kingsmen for them. Starting lineup, Stephen Davis, Devin Lewis, Brock Susko, Desi Barrage, and Tommy Griffiths. Davis works top of the key. Bounce ahead. Susko, short corner. Bridge, and that's going to be a kick ball. And for the starting five for the props, Andrew Seeger, Jazeer Noel, Marcellus Ross, Connor Dickerson, and DeAndre Vilmar, the same starting five in every single matchup for the props so far. No score left, no score yet, 30 seconds off the clock in the first half. Kingsman inbound under the basket. Susko fires a triple, that's off the mark, rebound Noel. Dickerson looks to push, here comes Seeger. Noel, 16 points, 17 rebounds in the NJAC championship game as he has it stripped. Lewis goes right at Seeger off the glass. No, Ross with the rebound. Noel, and that's blocked. You can see here both sides with a pushing up the pace. Rowan, they love to run the floor, and you got to think that Cal Lutheran has to match that intensity here in this one. Susko swings it out. Davis lost the handle, gets it back. Griffiths goes right at Seeger. The pump fake and the pull up for Burridge left it short. Ross, Seeger with a nice finish. He's going to be big because you know that Cal Lutheran has done their homework on Mr. Jazeer Noel, going to try and look to take him out of the game offensively. So the complementary guys, obviously Marcellus Ross with the big playoff run, but Seeger also going to have a big game. The answer, Griffiths, the 6'7" junior, floats it up and in to tie the game 2-all. And that's a good matchup for Seeger and Tommy Griffiths, 6'7", both guys going to be battling down low. Vilmar, Dickerson, top of the key. Dickerson, the senior on the squad, has been with the team since 2018-2019 as Ross, behind the back, lines it up off the mark from mid-range. Davis, across the court, Bridge for three, no, rebound Noel. And Aaron, it seems like Noel, he just gets those rebounds time and time again. We know he can score, but rebounding as well. Here comes Vilmar, too strong on the lay-in. Yeah, DeAndre's had a couple looks right near the rim, has just pushed it a little bit too strong, but good sign to see him being aggressive offensively, looking to score early on. Davis attacks the left off the glass and in. There's a nice move over the top of Noel. Yeah, Davis just making his fourth start all year, the junior guard, only 4 points tonight. Dickerson pull up short corner, Vilmar tipped it, controlled by Lewis. The junior will bring it up on the far side. Cal Lutheran already with two guys at the scorer's table set to check in, so early substitutions. Lewis, left side elbow, tries to dump it in. Loose ball, Noel has it. Noel with the in and out. Pull up at the free throw line, short. Vilmar, offensive board, and he gets fouled under the basket. Vilmar, 6 points a game and 4 rebounds to go along with that one, but put up double figures, 13 points in that NJAC championship game. Rowan getting the automatic bid with their conference win as well compared to Cal Lutheran as well. So two teams with the automatic bid. Winner will face Utica tomorrow as Noel turns and fires short. Cal Lutheran with the early 2-point lead. Lewis works it left side. Working it around the perimeter. Anchorman. And Jake Martin was out of bounds.
Yeah, well, he was left wide open and he hit the shot. So Profs catching a break there. And obviously this is a Profs team that has not had to play from behind all too much this year. And so even if they were to kind of maybe let their guard down a little bit, which I don't think they're going to do, some of the shot selections maybe a little bit rushed early on, but a lot of pressure playing in front of a packed home gym and an NCAA tournament, Dan.
Seeger with the lay-in, and yeah, Aaron, it's a really packed crowd here so far. It was like that way for the Stockton game, and as well, Rowan showing their support for their home squad as Noel collects yet another rebound. That's his third. Ross with the crossover. Short, the tip in from Dickerson, no good. Bridge. Leaves it for O'Connor, and that's rejected by Noel.
Team leader in blocks, Jazeer Noel.
Vilmar to Ross. No good. Rebound, Vilmar. Noel battling for it, and he got fouled.
Yeah, you love the hustle by the Profs right now. Marcellus Ross, the release out of the corner. I know he's got a quick release. That one maybe looked a little flatter than usual, though. A little bit of a line drive from Marcellus off the front of the rim, but Vilmar showing off the crazy hops, smacking it against the ground, and then Noel flying in. So hustling for rebounds early on is a big key for Rowan. Obviously, in a winner-go-home scenario, you got to fight for every 50-50 ball, Tara, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure, Aaron. It's going to be the little things that are going to get it done, those extra possessions, those rebounds, the assist plays. Those are going to really make a difference for this Rowan squad. They score a lot of points, but also they give up a pretty decent amount of points. They give up 80 on the year, but Cal Lutheran, 72 points averaging on their opponents, but they only put up around 74 points per game, 73.9 to be exact. But you look at the scoring margin for Rowan, they average a lot of points, about just under 93 points a game. That's a high-scoring team, especially in Division III basketball. Their pace of play is very quick, and they love to push the ball. It's see if other teams can kind of compete with them and go toe-to-toe with them in that aspect.
Yeah, Cal Lutheran, 79 points against Pomona Pitzer in that semifinal game. And then the day after, right after, had no break. They went into the SEAC tournament championship game against Redlands. Only 69 points in a low-scoring contest there that they won narrowly. And, you know, I'm almost going to compare the tournament and the postseason here at any level of college basketball, kind of like the playoff baseball. It's just like you said, the little things are going to win you games. Everyone here is good. It's the best of the best, so there's not too much margin for error. And so, yeah, Rowan, definitely the hustle and the effort is going to be what really puts them over the top here. They are the more talented team as well.
Seeger got tied up there trying to go to the basket.
Again, they are being aggressive, putting their heads down, trying to get to the basket and get fouled early on. Rowan, one of the top free throw shooting teams in the country as well.
Seeger baseline, Vilmar. Noel, Wright lines up the three, coming in off the bench. First man off the bench, fourth leading scorer for the Profs. Martin. Across, now in the post for Griffiths. Griffiths had a put back with nearly 3 seconds to go to give them the lead and the win in that game as he collects off the miss there. Vilmar with the crafty lay-in. Seeger and Dickerson playing tough defense. Dickerson, team leader in steals. Wright comes to help him out. O'Connor, right side wing. Flips it in for Lewis. He's double teamed, hounding defense for the Profs.
And the Profs bench loves it. You see Stretch Hawkins there at the end of the bench, unable to play due to injury. And really, that was one of the big stories at the tail end of the regular season, was the loss of Stretch, dealing with that leg injury. But we've seen, obviously, Mike Davies step up and played big minutes in NJAC playoff games. Wonder how much we'll see of him tonight.
Also does have that size advantage, and coming in off the bench as well as Damian Smith. Very good defender for the Prof squad as Lewis Misses, and Ross gets the rebound. Vilmar with the slam! DeAndre Vilmar take flight. Profs lead it 8-6.
Well, we talked about the hops of Vilmar earlier, getting up for that rebound. And this is not the first time that he has electrified this building with his leaping ability. That time, getting up and jamming it down to give Rowan their first lead of the night.
If Vilmar can get in the scoring-wise, Aaron, that's another weapon. You know, we see him more defensively, but if we already 4 points, him and Seeger, so far the only ones who have scored for Rowan. Off the inbound, Martin misses. Right rips through the board. Right with the left hand. Oh, what a tough finish!
One of the foul, too. And I think he probably should have gotten a call there.
He does that all day long as Griffiths taps it off the glass. He's got 6 early on.
Yeah, it's a great head fake by Griffiths. Get Noel up in the air and then just duck underneath him and finish.
Right. Working from right to left. Vilmar. Left block. Smith. Smith with the crossover. Now to Ross, 4 to shoot. Right, from the parking lot, no. Batted around, controlled by the Kingsmen. Martin, short corner. Griffiths turns, faces, and misses the easy one.
Cal Lutheran right now doing a pretty good job. Both teams actually doing a pretty good job on the offensive glass, keeping possessions alive, earning extra chances. So yeah, both teams not doing a great job of cleaning up misses right now, and it's kind of led to a slowed down type of game with a lot of resets and second chances, like we said. Only 10-8 here as we're more than 7 minutes through the first half.
Lewis lines up the triple. No, offensive board like you talked about, Aaron. Bridge in the corner, Griffiths wants it. Mike Davey talking about him, 6'7" over 6'10". Susko, the touch pass out. 3's off the mark.
Another one.
2 offensive boards in this possession alone. Lewis, picked up by Wright. Lewis, the junior. Susko from the elbow, no, rebound Smith. Ahmad Bickley to Smith. Noel wants to seal in the post. Jab step, mid-range, knocks it down.
Well, that's his shot, isn't it, Kara? He loves to work from that really 12 to 20 foot area. The mid-range is Jazir Noel's specialty. He's got a flurry of different moves he can go to in that area. Just such a talented, natural scorer for Noel, just under 20 points per game in the regular season.
Griffiths gets bumped by Davey, who was trying to slide in the post and pick him up there. We'll take a quick break as Rowan leads it 12-8 with 11:43 left in the first half. side of the break. Rowan currently leads it 12-8 as they are taking on Cal Lutheran. Caraguna alongside Aaron Hook with you. And Aaron, so far, we know Rowan can score, but it's 12-8. Not a lot of offense, you would think, but teams like Cal Lutheran, they're getting those extra possessions. They're getting those offensive boards, and it's leading to second chance opportunities. But right now, we talked about it, in the tournament, anything could really happen, so you gotta be locked in on all cylinders.
Yeah, Cal Lutheran in the regular season as a team, 9 offensive rebounds per game. They've already got 4 here, not even halfway through this first half. And Rowan have, they've done a pretty good job too. Vilmar's gotten a couple. Noel's kept the possession alive. And Rowan is one of the best rebounding teams in the conference. Noel, second leading rebounder in the conference, close to 8 per night. Vilmar, a good rebounding wing, and now you've got the big man and Mike Davey in there at 6'10" to help out as well on the glass.
Bickley flips it to Noel. Noel for 3, left it short. Rebound O'Connor, the 6'3" junior. Loose ball stolen away. Smith pushes. Smith takes it himself. Too strong. Noel's there again. And that's going to be Rowan basketball.
Like the decision there by Damian Smith not to give it up, because the defense probably expected with Jazeer Noel hustling down the floor that he's going to be the one to try and finish it off. So Smith trying to force the issue himself. Tough finish, couldn't get it, but Rowan keeps it alive again.
Noel backs it to the defender, and he sinks it again inside the paint. 14-9, Rowan leads.
Now here comes the press, and it works.
Right, with the lay-in.
Man.
He is getting the crowd pumped up.
Josh Wright always finds a way to end up on the floor after a tough lay-in, but he always gets right back up too.
Pull up is good. Logan McCullough, who is senior.
Yeah, we've seen Cal Lutheran go to their bench a few times already here in the first half. They got guys up and down the lineup, guys off the bench that can score, so very, very deep team, just like the Profs as well. Most of their second unit in right now.
No, step back. No, Davey had the board, lost it. Burridge, the sophomore, comes up with it. Working from left to right. Lewis. Susko with the fake in the corner. Burridge lines it up, and that's off the mark. The team is 33.4% from 3 as Noel lays it in. 7-point game. Team's going bucket for bucket. There's a deep try from McCullough. Too strong, gets his own miss. Splits a pair. Leaves it out for O'Connor, 4-3.
First 3 of the game for Cal Lutheran. I was just about to say they're kind of settling for 3-point shots right now. That press by Rowan kind of throwing off their offensive rhythm, but that time O'Connor gets the first 3 of the game to go.
Right, wanted the answer, missed it. Yeah, both teams struggling from beyond the arc, only 1 for 9 for Cal Lutheran and 0 for 8 for the Profs. McCullough, that's 2 in a row for the Kingsmen. Noel threw it away. Turnover for the Profs. Only their second of the game. A team that turns it over 14.7 times per game. Only their second here early on.
Yeah, a bit of a run here for Cal Lutheran. 2 straight triples, and then just unforced error there by Noel. Miscommunication with Damian Smith, but you do get some of your starters back in. Noel will take the seat. Cedar, Ross, and Vilmar, as well as Connor Dickerson, checked in. They're out there with Ahmad Bickley, the sophomore from Philly.
Lewis, who was named the tournament's most outstanding player with a 29-point performance in their championship match, gives it off to McCullough again.
Oh man, he's on fire.
Feeling it from deep.
And they have quieted this SB crowd, that's for sure.
Vilmar. Bickley with the fake. Dickerson was waiting for a 3. No. Loose ball belongs to the Kingsmen. O'Connor. Lewis.
That should have been a travel.
O'Connor again. O'Connor to the rack. And there's a late whistle. Seeger doesn't like the call. He's trying to block him from going to the cup.
Yeah, they're going to need Seeger for the body. Did a good job, though, anticipating the layup. He did block it, but just too much physicality there as O'Connor went up for it. So Rowan looking a little bit out of their element right now. This is a nice little run that Cal Lutheran has put together. They're up by 2 all of a sudden, 20-18.
And you talked about it, Aaron. This team is not used to being down. Scoreless in the last 2 minutes for this Profs team. Something's going to have to change. You bring Dickerson back in. You also have Wright coming in off the bench, and you look for guys like Damian Smith to get more involved. But Jazeer Noel leads the way again with 6 points, 5 rebounds. You get some scoring from Seeger, from Vilmar as well for Josh Wright. But you want to see Marcellus Ross come in the mix, and we know what he's capable of coming off of a 7 3-point performance, 24 points, all in that second half. So you want to get everybody in the mix early on, but it's only been 4 different scores for the Profs right now as well, same for Cal Lutheran.
Yeah, again, 2 very deep teams, and Cal Lutheran, again, this is a team that, in these scenarios, Kara, and I know it's not, you know, it's not March Madness, it's not, you know, in these big arenas and what everyone watches on national TV, like the Division I tournament, but same rule applies. I mean, teams get hot, and they ride it into the NCAA tournament, and that is exactly what Cal Lutheran is right now. The surprise out of the CAF conference. Again, you have Pomona Pitzer, who was the #1 overall seed in the regular season. But Cal Lutheran, I mean, just riding a bit of a wave right now. Pomona Pitzer, like we talked about, playing Williams in the first round of the NCAA tournament in the Carleton bracket, and they are currently trailing by 16 points. So Cal Lutheran looking for bragging rights. I mean, you already beat them in the conference tournament, and if they find a way to win this one, they'll be the furthest team out of the SEAC still left standing.
O'Connor gets it to go. This is their first SEAC tournament champion victory. This is their first time in the tournament since 2001.
Wow.
So it's been a long time coming for this Kingsmen squad. Profs were here last year, got upset in that first round, as Noel took a hard fall, called for the travel. Able to get up.
Yeah, and everybody on the side of the Profs holding their breath, because if Jazeer Noel, who again, like we talked about, is already going to have a target on his back for this Cal Lutheran defense, they're going to look to throw different looks at him, double teams, try and slow him down. If he's not 100%, that could spell some trouble for the Profs.
Griffiths back in, the junior. Again, Martin. In the post, looking for Griffiths. Bodies up, Vilmar flips it up, and the hook shot's good. Vilmar to Dickerson. Ross for 3. Marcellus Ross. If he gets going from downtown, it's pretty hard to stop him.
And that halts a 13-0 run.
And the Kingsmen have the answer. Martin on the opposite end. Profs trail by 6. Bickley swings it in, left side elbow, Dickerson for Vilmar with the slam again! DeAndre Vilmar! Two-handed jams.
Yeah, and I think Vilmar senses that. That's what that crowd needs to get back into the game a little bit, opting to go for the jam.
Davis to Martin again from deep.
They can't miss right now from 3. And we were talking about how both teams started 0 for 8, and all of a sudden Cal Lutheran is molten hot from downtown.
Ross with the answer, drains it right corner.
Yeah, well, it's Marcellus Ross against Cal Lutheran right now, keeping them in the game. Ross single-handedly with these last couple of threes.
Davis, top of the key. Another 3 for the Kingsmen. McCullough Bickley wants it, top of the key. Dickerson turns face, pull up, rattles home. .5:40 to play, first half. Right corner for Lewis. Short corner, here comes a double team. That'll free up Martin. Hair off, Griffiths had it stripped. And there's a foul underneath. Bridge got hacked in the post.
Yeah, Noel not happy with the call. Rowan just not doing a good job of boxing out there. I mean, Griffiths 6'7", biggest guy on the floor. You got to put a body on him, especially for the first time in a few possessions. You actually get a miss from 3 for Cal Lutheran, and they can't clean up the miss and try to capitalize off it. Instead, now you got Burridge shooting 2 free throws.
Averages 9.2 points per game, 73.5% free throw shooter. And for a Rowan crowd that's pretty boisterous right now throughout the entirety of the season, they've kind of been quieted down with the three-point shooting as it's missed. Here comes Ross, and Jack Player of the Week for Smith. Left it a hair short, and now Lewis controls. Martin. Griffiths, nobody in his face, missed it. Dickerson his third rebound. Vilmar to Noel, too strong. Martin, inside the arc. Lewis. Lewis, straight on triple, no. Oh, another offensive board. Martin keeps it alive, floats it up, and floats it in. Martin off the bench, 5 points, 3 rebounds, an assist in only 6 minutes of play.
Yeah, very impressed with Martin sticking with it that time after he got his shot blocked.
Noel with the spin, double clutch, no, and the putback, he cleans it up.
So Cal Lutheran team only shoots 32% from 3. At least that's what their percentage was in the regular season, but they have caught fire here late in this first half, Tara. That's why they're up 5 right now.
We'll take a quick break. Rowan trails 35-30. Out of the break, Rowan trails 35-30 with under 4 minutes to play in the first half of the opening round NCAA Division III basketball tournament. Rowan hosting the first and second round, so the winner will play tomorrow against Utica, 7:30. Cal Lutheran caught fire from downtown to close out this first half so far. They'll try again, and Susko nails it.
Susko, first hit from 3 for him, but now 5 of 13 as a team, Cal Lutheran. Got a team that only shoots 33%, but as we've talked about, they've hit their stride here, and Noel is clearly a bit bothered right now offensively. 3 of 8 from the floor. They're just making life tough for him, which is what you have to do in a winner-go-home scenario, NCAA tournament game, but that time looked pretty easy.
You could have that matchup all day in the post. He's got to take advantage. Lewis. The fake from McCullough. Right there, Susko. He's got 2 in a row. Wide open. He's got to hit that one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, there's been a lot of open looks, and I don't care what sort of three-point shooting team you are. If you give up that many looks, they're going to make a few of them.
Ross fell down as he took the 3, missed it. Rowan down 41-32. Lewis working from the perimeter. McCullough wants it again, right all over him. He beats him. Reverse, no. Noel again took a hard fall as he grabbed another rebound. They're all over him. They know that he's their leading scorer, the co-NJAC player of the year, and they've been all on top of him the entirety of this first half. Yeah,
just kind of a strange basketball play there. Just 2 guys colliding, going for the ball and the rebound, and for sure, Noel has been getting banged up throughout the first half, so his toughness is going to be tested. He's going to be able to continue to score, and gets a pat on the back by Brock Susko on the other end of the floor.
2:40 to play. Rowan trails 41-32. Josh Wright, right side wing. The spin move through traffic. And what a finish from Josh Wright. He's done that every single basket through contact and somehow finds a way.
And what's funny is you mentioned Prof's Josh Wright specifically seeking contact here in the first half. They haven't gotten any foul calls, really.
Bridge works at top of the key. Working from right to left. Crossover, left side block. Susko, 7 to shoot. Burridge, lefty lay it. Josh Wright averaging 12 on the season. Again, flips it up, no, gets his own miss, and there's the contact.
These are gonna be the first free throws of the game for the Profs, a team that takes and makes, some of the most free throws in the country. They're very good at getting to the line. They shoot a good percentage, but tonight it's been a different story. Here's Josh Wright shooting the first 2 from the stripe for the evening for the Profs very late in this first half. Timeout first.
Josh Wright was getting warmed. It's a team that shoots 72% from the charity stripe on the season, and Wright is the 4th leading scorer. When you have somebody who can come in off the bench and be your 4th leading scorer, I mean, there's from top to bottom, anybody on this team could really be a starter in any program, and you have somebody like Josh Wright who hasn't started a single game all season long, has missed, 1 or 2 games throughout the entirety of the year, shooting 77% from the free throw line. That's just another key piece that Cal Lutheran, they have to stop offensively because Rowan can, again, beat you in so many different ways. Yeah, and I think the mark of a good and disciplined team from the free throw line is you look at the bids and how they shoot free throws. Very good on this Rowan team. Stretch Hawkins from the line, 71%. Andrew Cedar at the line, 72% this year, and Jazeer Noel, 80%. So their bidder guys can shoot them as well. And that makes the team dangerous because then you don't really have an option of someone who you want to foul. Vilmar is not a very good free throw shooter, so in a late game scenario, it probably would be him, but. Right.
When you're trying to come back, can't leave points at the line. Gotta make this one if you're right.
Minute 40 to play, first half. Wright misses them both. Offensive board for Smith. Smith wants it. Works left side off the glass. No, Noel puts it up and in. Noel's been there time and time again, just collecting those misses, the rebounds, putting together another strong first half. Bridge picked up by Dickerson, one of the best defenders, the All-NJAC honorable mention. Lewis, left hand to Susko. Susko, quick release three with a hand in his face. Kingsmen up by 10. Right, working with the left hand, two screens. Pull it back out. Vilmar turns, crossover, count it, plus the foul.
It's one of the best moves I've seen Vilmar make all year. Davis man a little jab step with the left foot, and then the rip through got right by him, got fouled on the back end, kept his concentration and finished. Vilmar I've been very impressed with offensively here tonight, and he knows. This kid's a senior, he's been around a while. He knows that in big games, even though in the regular season he didn't score much, wasn't really asked to score all that much because of all the offensive firepower for this Rowan team, but in big spots where the team is struggling a little bit, down double digits, he knows that he has to take matters into his own hands.
Vilmar also coming off of two straight double-digit performances, put up 10 against CCNJ and again 13 in the conference championship game against Stockton, though he misses the free throw with 32 seconds to play. Rowan trails 46-38. Lewis leaves it for Martin. 5 to shoot. Layup is short. 14 seconds to play. Noel looks to move quickly. Noel too strong, loose ball. Lewis has it. And Lewis took a couple of steps. Turnover.
Yeah, it's a good idea by Lewis trying to get the ball out on the break. If he maybe hung in midair for a little bit while he was making that pass, would have avoided it. He's going to argue that he didn't shuffle his feet, but just chopping those things. So 5.8 now for Rowan to try and get a basket, maybe steal the momentum away a little bit before halftime.
Smith to Dickerson. 3 seconds, Dickerson. Off the glass, the tip from Vilmar, no. And that will close out the first half from Glassboro. Rowan trails 46-38. And Aaron, before the first half, I mean, Rowan, they have to adjust one way or another. They're not used to being down, especially in this first half. They're gonna have to make a comeback in order to get out of this first round.
Yeah, we talked about it. This is a Rowan team that for the majority of the regular season, even in NJAC play, like we said, not playing from behind the whole bunch, you know, not really facing too much adversity. They've been in some tough games, don't get us wrong, but there hasn't really been a time where down 8 to, I'm going to call Cal Lutheran an inferior team just in terms of talent, but tonight they've looked like the much better team. The way they've found their stride from three, the way they've rebounded offensively, and the way that, you know, even though Rowan is a physical team, they like to get to the line. Cal Lutheran matching that intensity and physicality, playing them up tough, roughing up the profs. You know, Coach Crispin is not a happy man right now in that locker room. And so we'll see what Rowan looks like coming out in the second half. But this is a scary spot. I mean, it's win or go home. This is an NCAA tournament. So you got to figure it out right now because it's now or never.
46-38, Rowan trails against Cal Lutheran. We'll take a quick step off and return for the second half here on Rowan University Athletics. back here from Glassboro, New Jersey for the start of the second half between the Rowan Profs and the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen. Kara going alongside Aaron Hook. And Aaron, Rowan trails 46-38, largely due to Cal Lutheran's shooting percentage, especially from downtown. 9 of 19 from beyond the arc in the first half.
Yeah, pretty crazy to think that they started 0 for 8. Pretty crazy shooting numbers after that, though, for Cal Lutheran. But as they get it into Griffiths here, the issue is they're not just capable of scoring from the outside. Griffiths going to get fouled there going up. I've been impressed with this kid, Griffiths. Very patient down low, and a couple of good defenders down there who have been matched up against him in Cedar and Noel. And he hasn't looked bothered at all. They've had Vilmar on him as well at times. So you see the multifaceted ways that Cal Lutheran can score the ball. And that's what's kind of giving the Profs trouble right now. 46 points given up in the first half. Usually when they're doing that, they're scoring like 50 or 60, but only 38. So Profs did not really look like themselves in that first half.
Griffiths goes 0 for 2 at the charity stripe after coming off of a 12.9 rebound performance in their championship against Redlands, where they won 69-68. This team has been upsetting a lot of teams to get to where they are right now, as there's a turnover for Rowan, just their 4th of the day. Bridge out to Davis, no good for 3. Vilmar with the board. Leaves it for Ross. Ross finishes with the right hand from the left side. Ross has now got 8 points. Ross also, and Jack, honorable mention, with Seeger getting second team, and Noel obviously first team. Bridge, left hand. Davis. No, the tip, Griffiths, and Kingsman ball. Griffiths waits for the defense to go over the top. Again, another tip. Sesko with the offensive board. Noel collects the defensive board to Ross. With a hand in his face, too strong.
It's a bad shot. And Marcellus, usually you like him pulling up in transition, but just a great contest there, a rush shot for the Profs.
Lewis with the crossover. Works on Dickerson. Bridge. Davis. Another 3 in the corner, and that is pure.
Sesko's been one of their main guys from deep. I think that's his 3rd tonight, Kara.
He is now leading scorer with 12 as the opposite end. Noel flips it in. He's got 14 to lead all scorers. Bridge, low block, goes around Seeger. The handoff, Sesko. They'll work it around to Lewis, left side wing. Couple minutes gone by in the second half. Profs down by 7 here. Davis through 2 defenders, and right there to collect another board is Noel. He's got 11, already has a double-double. Falls to the ground again, another dangerous fall. It's gonna be a blocking foul.
And Davis is arguing that Noel just tripped on himself that time, and that's why he hit the deck, but they hit the foul against Davis. And just like in the first half, our early substitutions for Cal Lutheran, they love going to that bench often, mixing guys in, and it's paid dividends so far.
O'Connor and Martin come in. O'Connor 1 of 1 from beyond the arc, and Martin 2 for 5, so 2 more threats from beyond the arc. Noel. That is money. 16 points for Jazeer Noel.
You know, Noel wants to take over this game. Just the look on his face coming down the floor, forcing the issue right there with a few pound dribbles to get to his shot.
Lewis, left side, calls out the play. Beats Ross. It's gonna be a foul on the floor. Got Ross and Seeger to jump. It's gonna stay on the floor for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, the Kingsmen really good at throwing those head fakes on drives. We've seen Rowan, few different defenders fall for that shot fake, and it's led to fouls. It's led to better looks underneath.
Quick release mid-range, no. Seeger gets involved, only his third rebound. Here comes Dickerson near side. Leaves it for Seeger. Seeger to Vilmar. Pull it out to Dickerson. He wants it with the left. Good defense here inside the perimeter for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, you said it. Burridge that time, great job to cut Dickerson off in the flow of the offense.
Seeger, the hook, strong, rebound Burridge. And Vilmar will get called for the foul on the far side.
Yeah, Damian Smith in the game right now. Him and Vilmar just tenacious defenders. And Coach Frispin taking advantage of his guys' skill sets. He's gonna have these two guys up in the Kingsmen faces, pressing in the backcourt, just trying to do anything right now to disrupt their rhythm.
And both teams shooting very efficient from the floor, but right for Rowan, they only hit 2 3-pointers. Meanwhile, 10, almost 11 there. As Seeger gets another rebound and gets fouled immediately after catching it. Three fouls on Davis. Smith will bring it up the floor. Noel wants it short corner, immediately doubled. Gets it up and gets it in. Jazeer Noel, that takeover mentality is on full display right now. Profs only down by 3. McCullough, the Euro step. That's going to be an offensive foul.
And that's Vilmar right there doing what he does best. Reading the move there by McCullough, trying to use the step through to get to the basket, but Vilmar set his feet, and now the Profs with a bit of momentum their way, as it's been the Jazeer Noel show so far here in the second half.
Profs down by 3, Aaron, right now, 49-46. What has changed for them in the opening minutes of the second half?
Yeah, they look more engaged defensively. You had that one possession for Cal Lutheran, kind of a weird play where the ball was just smacked around a bunch, and they got a couple of offensive rebounds, but Seeger has been really good on the boards these first few minutes, swallowing everything up miss-wise for Cal Lutheran. The Kingsmen just, you know, they're not jacking up the threes like they did at the end of the half. And then Rowan kind of has them a little bit out of their element. But you just gotta love Jazeer Noel, what he's doing right now. The fantastic awareness on that last basket, just, they threw him an over-the-shoulder entry pass. You had the help side defender come onto his left side, so didn't have much room to work with, but he threw a shoulder fake, got himself some room, backed his way in, and then hit a tough shot along the baseline through some more contact. And again, that's been another thing for Rowan tonight, Tara. They have not gotten to the line very often. A team that shoots nearly 30 free throws a game. And so they've been forced to play a bit different, but Jazeer Noel scoring in bunches and scoring a lot is something that has definitely not changed.
Only 3 attempts for this prop squad, and they've missed all 3 of them, Aaron, so far from the
there
line.
you go.
And 3 of 8 for the Kingsmen, but still, that's 3 more points on the board. That's a tie game for the Profs.
Yep, there you go. That's the difference in these type of games. We talked about the little things can't leave points at the free throw line.
Dickerson works it out, moving from right to left. He'll pull up for mid-range, short. Kingsmen look to push. Lewis. Martin. Bridge. Picked up by Noel. Bridge works it out. O'Connor wide open. A rare miss from beyond the arc. Smith to Vilmar again. He's blocked. Lewis will slow down the offense. He's the Kingsmen leading scorer. He's been only held to 3 points in this contest, but also with 6 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with that. O'Connor, the entry pass in the post to Griffiths. Lewis the fake, couple of jab steps, pull up at the free throw line, left it short, has his own miss and comes away with it, gets it back. Right side corner, and Seeger knocks it out of play.
Yeah, and that's just the tree limbs that Andrew Cedars got. He just puts his hands up, and Lewis at 6'2", the junior from Pasadena, California, home of the Rose Bowl. But I mean, when Cedars got his hands in the air, it's basically like a 7-footer standing in front of you, so no chance to get that pass off.
Stephen Davis to inbound. And Dickerson knocks it out play. Those active hands for the Profs, that's going to be key. I mean, Aaron, they only have 3 steals in this game, a team that averages a lot more than that, nearly 10 a game. So obviously that's been on the decline. Only 2 steals for the Kingsmen as well. Martin picked up by Ahmad Bickley. 5 to shoot. Looking for Davis. Griffiths turns with the hook. Noel, 12 boards. Noel, what a move! A 20-point performance for Jazir Noel.
Jazir Noel parting the Red Sea right there to get to the bucket.
Profs only down by 1, 49-48. Burridge to Martin. In the post for Griffiths, the double. Wide open Burridge for 3, and that'll silence the crowd.
Huge shot by Desi Burridge from Phoenix. So not a California native, but big shot there.
Smith with the answer. Smith's first bucket tonight. Cross down by 2. Rowan trailed at the half, 46-38. Defense chance emerge. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Now the crowd is getting into it. And time again, this Rowan Profs team has talked about feeding off the energy, especially in that Stockton game. In post-game interviews, they said the crowd helped them out a ton. And when you have your family, your local friends, everybody here to support, especially on your college campus, you don't want to disappoint.
Yeah, Rowan doing a good job here in the second half, feeding off the energy of the crowd. I know you said, Kara, that they did a good job of that in the NJAC title game as well against Stockton. Doing a good job forcing turnovers here as well. These last couple of possessions, Rowan in the regular season, the NJAC's #1 team in terms of turnover margin.
Noel, offensive board for Smith. Seeger thought about the 3. He'll go to the cup. Too strong. Rowan wanted a foul. No call. Susko hounded defensively. Martin. Susko. Martin again. Right side. The step through. Lewis lines it up. And Lewis connects. 8 points for Lewis. That's his second made 3. Bickley right side, Dickerson, the quick move. Dickerson off the glass. And the veteran leader's got 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. 3-point game. Burridge, the quick movement, ball movement wise. Susko, there's a foul.
Some unfortunate breaks going the way of the Profs. Not a lot of whistles tonight, but that time as the move is being made, foul is called against Dickerson for reaching in. Lewis with that last 3, only 28% from downtown this season, but another big shot by him and the rest of the Kingsmen. It seems like every time you think Rowan's gonna maybe turn it around and go on a big run of their own, Cal Lutheran has hit the big shot to keep themselves in the lead.
Also, Jazir Noel exits, so Rowan's gonna need some scoring. Down by 3. You have a really defensive-minded lineup out there right now for the Profs. Lewis works it past Smith, and he missed it short. Here comes Josh Wright in transition. Bickley, right side, the no look to Seeger, and it's picked off. 5th turnover for the Profs. Susko, O'Connor. Susko gets it back left side. Susko stops, delivers it to Lewis. And there's another offensive board. Lewis gets it back.
Susko, great job to tap it back out. You don't always need to go up and grab that thing with 2 hands. If you just tap it to a teammate, it's just as good.
Again, Kingsman waiting for the defense to fly over the top. A lucky miss goes the Profs' way. Smith works it right side wing. Wright wants it at the Profs' logo. Bickley looking for the entry pass to Vilmar. They'll get it short corner. Across to Seeger. Seeger going to work. There's the bucket for Andrew Seeger. 6 points and 4 rebounds. Coming off of that 20-point performance against Stockton. You want to see him more active on the offensive end. Lewis, Profs trail by 1, 55-54. Martin misses the 3, but right there for the putback is the sophomore in Susko. Smith rips through. Smith! A blocking foul, he'll head to the charity stripe. As he will be all right, he'll get up. Rowan down by 3, 57-54, 10.5 left to play. And this one, it could be a close finish. Keep on watching on Rowan University Athletics. We return after the break, 10.5 to play. Second half basketball between Rowan and Cal Lutheran, live from Glassboro, New Jersey, the opening round of the NCAA Division III men's basketball tournament, as Damian Smith will have a chance at a couple of free throws here. 2 points for him so far in this one. Smith knocks it through.
Yeah, Damian Smith just speaking on his improvement. You know, last year was obviously a talented, very, very tenacious defender as well. That's what his MO was. And of course, that's carried on to this year. I've said multiple times, think he is the best defender on this team, arguably. But his offensive game has come a long way. 38% from 3 in the regular season. He's making shots, putting together moves that he just would not even attempt last year. So Smith, one of the guys who have improved mightily for this prof squad, is, man, Lewis is taking over for Cal Lutheran. Both leading scorers having a second half so far.
Lewis with 8, right on the other end. Seeger, spin move, and a bucket. Double clutch to Andrew Seeger. You want him to heat up. In this second half, Rowan only trails by 1 now, 59-58. Cal Lutheran, their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2001. O'Connor with the spin, picked up by Noel. Ross had it, and he hit it out of bounds. Meanwhile, for the Profs, this is their 15th appearance all time in the NCAA tournament, and their 3rd time in the last 4 seasons. So it's kind of the opposite end of these two teams. Scoring-wise, obviously, Rowan scores, almost 93 points a game. 74 points about average for this Cal Lutheran squad. Rowan's been here before, coming off of their conference championships, and in this team, they were here last year too, so it's kind of the opposite end. But Cal Lutheran, obviously, they're still up by 1 right now. They're hanging tough.
Yeah, Rowan, that loss last year to Susquehanna, disappointing, especially after losing the title game to Stockton.
Lewis, no. The tip, Ross has got it. Nice pass to Noel. Brazier Noel, 22 points. Ross with the assist, that's his second. Rowan now up by 1. Martin attacks with the right hand. Ross is trying to force him that way. Davis stops, left side elbow. Suska. Griffiths, left side corner. Turns over Seeger, missed it. Noel, 13 boards. Now the Rowan crowd's getting into it.
Well, he had 17 against Stockton, and so he could be on his way to a 20 rebound night.
Ross, left side wing. Again, a good find to Noel. That's 2 in a row. We're the leading scorers of the Profs. Lewis. Griffiths in the post. The hook short.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be Rowan basketball. Seeger looks shaken
down.
up.
And Marcellus Ross immediately calling for the trainers. Cedar able to get up, but does not look good. Is not taking any steps forward. Now he's going to. And you hope that he is all right, obviously. He's been huge on the glass tonight for the Profs. Some big-time post moves in the last few possessions, but, I mean, Noel, he's incredible. And it's funny I say that, Terry. It's not like these last couple baskets for him have been anything crazy. You know, it's not one of those where he's got to put together this crazy move into a contested jumper, which we've seen him do. It's just elementary stuff. I mean, just pick and rolls, diving to the basket, leaking out in transition, just being a good fundamental basketball player. Another way that Jazeer Noel can score. And Cal Lutheran right now with no answer for the Woodbury native.
Also gotta give credit to Ross, finding him multiple times in the post as well. Ross, right mid-range, no good. Davis rips the board. Rowan up now, 62-59. Griffiths, and there's a foul. Josh Wright can't believe it.
Let's see who they get it on. And it is Wright.
That's only his first. And we will take a quick step off after trailing at the half. Rowan coming back in this one. They currently lead it 62-59. Back after the break, and after this Cal Lutheran squad against Rowan led for over 20 minutes, Aaron. Rowan coming back to take the lead. They've only led for 7 minutes and 16 seconds, but nothing matters more. In crunch time, second half, I know there's still a lot of basketball left to play, but 4 lead changes in this game so far. And right now, you thought it was all Cal Lutheran, but Rowan kind of swinging the pendulum back to their side.
Yeah, only 13 points now, 14 after Griffiths hits the free throw. Over 12 minutes gone by in the half. And so Rowan has done a much better job defensively, and obviously with the emergence of Noel scoring-wise, they've leaned on him. And you've got the starting group out there now minus Andrew Seeger.
Vilmar to the rack. He's in double figures with 10.
continues to stay aggressive. Vilmar, Rowan didn't need that down the stretch. Gonna be all hands on deck right now without Seeger, who again went to the bench with that injury.
Lewis works it right side. Left side elbow. Davis, back out to Lewis. 6 to shoot over 2 defenders, swish. He's in double figures, the third of the night for the Kingsmen. Ross to Noel again. And it's gonna be a foul either way. Almost had their third time of the night, that dive into the post. Just cutting to that basket, beating the defender when they're not looking, and that's an easy cut for Noel right there.
Yeah, Noel, again, great job just being aware, so aware on the floor, Noel, at all times of how much room he's got to work with, picking his spots. That time just a soft spot in the defense. Free throw line extended, and now he's at the charity stripe shooting too.
Hits the first. And Noel has put up double figures in every single contest but one so far for the Profs this season, when he was just a point shy. That was 9 points against William Patterson way back on the 3rd of December. Rowan just up by 2, 65-63. Under 7 to play. Griffiths with the spin a couple of times on Seeger, who's back in. O'Connor works it baseline. And it's stolen away. First steal for Seeger. Dickerson to Smith. Smith will take it to basket to himself, stops, spins to Ross. Hounding defense from Lewis. Tries to go back to where Noel recovers. He'll take a deep triple, long rebound. Dickerson's got it. Ross wants it corner. Goes baseline. Dickerson tracks it down. Another reset for the Profs. Seeger, full steam ahead, and the lay-in. Rowan now up by 4. Their largest lead came with 9.5 to play in the first, where they were up by 7. At one point, the Kingsmen were up by 10. Martin swings it out, Lewis. Left wing, picked up by Smith. With the crossover, now to Martin. Burridge, 4-3. One-point game here from SB Gymnasium. Seeger in double figures, wants the 3, won't get it.
And if they waited another second, they had a play for Noel to dive to the basket again, and he had a step on the defender. Not a bad shot by Seeger, though.
Sophomore wants it back. Looking for the entry pass and just threw it ahead. A miscommunication. 9th turnover for the Kingsmen.
5:05 left. If you're the Profs, you gotta make sure in a game that hasn't been called very physical, it might, the whistles may become a little bit looser down the stretch with the way both these teams have played physically. So if you get to the line, you gotta be good from there. Profs have not tonight. They've left some points there.
Ross a contested 3. No. Burridge tiptoeing on the sideline. Keeps it in play for Martin. Opposite side. Susko. Short corner. Burridge through 3 defenders. There's going to be the whistle.
Yeah, that's on Smith. It's only his first. Coach Crispin furious, wanting timeout here with 4:40 left. And this is one that, I'll say that I didn't expect it just because of Cal Lutheran's resume coming in. But again, I think, I should have known better, because in this spot, NCAA tournament, we see it all the time. The teams that get hot, they certainly ride that momentum, and they just seem to kick it into an extra gear when the lights shine the brightest here in a winner-go-home spot. But the Profs got to be impressed with their second half effort, Kara, fighting back, figuring out what they needed to do, playing through their star player, Jazeer Noel, Now it's time for some other guys to hit some big shots down the stretch. And Profs, yeah, defensively, they've got to be the best they've been all season here for this final 440.
Rowan right now outscoring Cal Lutheran 29-20 in the second half. Also shooting well from the field, 46.3%, but the staggering number is from beyond the arc, 2 for 14. While the Kingsmen have hit 13 three-pointers, they just hit about one less than the Profs have taken from beyond the arc. So that's a stat that definitely jumps out of you offensive-wise. Yeah, and Rowan has had some games this year where they've shot really poorly from three, but again, the combination of their rebounding, their aggressive defense, and the way that Noel has in some games just been able to stretch out leads and keep Rowan in front single-handedly has kind of negated that. But Cal Lutheran playing a very, very well-rounded game here tonight, offensively and defensively. Lewis, 7 on the shot clock. Smith's hounding him, puts it up and puts it in. His shot making is very, very good. Lewis hitting tough shots, off balance, through contact, leading scorer for the Kingsmen. Noel, short corner, left side. Double team, gets it up. Dickerson tries to tip it, Smith is there, flips it up. His own miss, reverse layup falling to the ground, and Damian Smith connects. Damian Smith probably got fouled on that miss at first, but no complaining, sits with the play and goes reverse style off the glass to finish it. Right now, Rowan outscoring the Kingsmen 56-20 in the paint as well. Lewis pull up, and he drills it from the left elbow. Another tough shot. Dickerson to Ross, hesitation to the glass, and there's going to be the whistle. He'll go to the free throw line. And you talked about it, Aaron. Free throws, free throws, free throws. 3:19 to play. In the first half, they were 0 for 3. They're 3 for 4 in the second half. It's going to come down to the wire. You've got to hit these free throws. Another timeout here on the floor. Yeah, free throws are going to be imperative, especially in a game, one-point game that, you know, let's say a team gets ahead by a couple of possessions and, you know, it's one of those cases where the game gets elongated, it's a team fighting back, and you know, you got to play the foul game. Free throws could make or break this game for both sides. I mean, Cal Lutheran's up 1 right now. If they find themselves in a spot where they have a chance to put the game away with free throws and they can't do it, it could swing the momentum in the Profs' favor. And you know this home crowd is going to love some missed free throws, but they're also going to hate some if it comes by way of the Profs. And so, got to execute if you're Coach Crispin's squad. I would expect to see a heavy dose of Jazeer Noel, but we know that Cal Lutheran is very privy to the way that he's been scoring in the second half, going to throw some double teams at him. So, his decision-making could be another factor in Rowan potentially moving on or being knocked out in the first round of the NCAA tournament. If you go stats-wise, Cal Lutheran 50% from beyond the charity stripe, excuse me, only 5 for 10. Neither team has gone to the line a lot. We talked about Rowan used to getting those points. A lot of them come from the free throw line. Only made 3 for 7, so neither team from the free throw line is shooting well. Yeah. Very well come down to it. We talked, you know, it's been a physical game, but in an NCAA tournament game, the whistle will get tighter, so more contact, gonna let them play more, so kind of what we expected. But again, it is just crazy because the Profs shoot so many free throws usually, and tonight they just haven't gotten the calls they're used to. Rowan used to shooting 21.3 free throws per game, while their opponents just about shoot 13. So obviously a lot lower than that as Ross hits the first one. Ross, a very good free throw shooter, shooting above 70% on the season. Second trip, rattles them both home. 1-point advantage for Rowan. Close court pressure as well. Bridge. Dickerson recovers, here comes Smith all over Lewis. This has been a matchup also to watch in the second half.
Yep, and Coach Crispin realizes that Lewis is going to be the guy down the stretch for Cal Lutheran, sticking his best defender on him.
Rowan with the switch. O'Connor. Burridge in the give and go. And the Kingsmen lost it.
Yeah, it was a good idea by Burridge trying to sneak that one into a cunning O'Connor for the backdoor look at the rim, just a little bit too far out in front of him. Costly turnover there for Cal Lutheran as now Rowan can potentially make it a two-possession game if they hit a three. But at the bare minimum, they do have a chance to make it a three-point game.
Noel. Seeger, too strong, gets his own miss, lowers the shoulder, and gets the bounce.
Oh, and he says, you're too little down there. Seeger at 6'7", just grabbing his own miss and muscling up and in.
Lewis. Smith all over him again. Susko. There's the switch. Dickerson comes over to help. Burridge stops, slips it in, and it's picked off. Fifth steal of the game for the Profs. 2:15 to play. They're up by 3.
Yep, they're in the driver's seat now. Can slow things down as you see Cedar doing here. Run the shot clock off, and we'll see what they do. We'll see if Cedar is going to go one-on-one here, if they try to look for Noel.
Seeger with the screen from Noel. Noel gets it back. He'll pull it out right side wing. Noel with 25 points. Off the mark as the shot clock was expiring. Still only a 3-point game, 1:45. And head coach Russell White wants to talk things over. You want to wish that Rowan got that, obviously they get the shot off, but they don't make it. Still a 3-point game, and with the way that Cal Lutheran shot the 3-ball in the first half, and even in the second half, making 4 of them so far, it's a dangerous game you're playing right now.
Yeah, for sure. I like that for the Profs because, you killed the entire clock. You wasted 30-plus seconds, so, again, you do a good job up by 3, using your time wisely. The clock is your friend. It's a look for Noel that I think maybe another dribble to try and get a bit closer to the bucket could have helped as the shot clock was winding down. It's a good defensive play by Griffiths, getting a hand up, closing out. And like you said, Karen, now Cal Lutheran, who's been hot from 3 tonight, got a chance to potentially tie this one up. 1:45 left.
You gotta think they could look for somebody in Susko who's hit 4 from beyond the arc, and 4 different guys have hit 2 3-pointers, in Burridge and Lewis, McCullough, and Martin.
You'd figure that Lewis would be the guy here to get the shot. Got to get it in.
Inbound, and they finally do.
That was pretty close.
That was close, for sure. Ross, Dickerson, and then a foul. Good hustle from Marcellus Ross. Again, coming up clutch. 5 different players have a steal for the Profs as Davis fouls out. Davis only finished with 2 points, averages about 6 per game. And here we go, Evan. Like you said, free throws, 1:37 to play, Rowan up by 3.
Yeah, and Rowan's going to bring 3 of their guys off the line as they're going to mop the floor here for some condensation, some bodily fluid on the hardwood, but looked like, oh no, now Noel's going to line up. That makes more sense. Because originally you had Cedar, Dickerson, and Noel on the other side of half court, and I was like, it's only a 3-point game.
Ross, 11 points.
This is playoff Marcellus we're talking about. Big shots, big performances. And let's see if he can make it a 5-point game here for Rowan.
And they take Noel off the line as Ross hits a clutch pair of free throws, Rowan up 2-possession game. Burridge makes the catch, gets it past half court. Martin go. Back out to Martin. Left side elbow, picked up his dribble. Ross is all over him. 6 to shoot, picked off. Smith to Noel. Noel, 27 points. Rowan up by 7, a minute to play. Cal Lutheran's got to hustle here. Get it to Griffiths. Quick release. The hook shot's good. Comes down to clock management now for the Profs team. Up by 5. 52.6 to play. So we can keep this one here, only 30 seconds, Aaron. We know Rowan has suffered heartbreak before down the stretch. A lot of Rowan fans don't want to remember that one. But you're up by 5, under a minute to play. It's win or go home right now. In front of your home crowd, Cal Lutheran has played a great game. It's been a fantastic game so far.
Yeah.
And it's all about clock management. Rowan has the lead. Ross has hit some free throws. It could come down to free throws at the end if Cal Lutheran continues to hit.
Yeah, I honestly think it's pretty cut and dry for the Profs. Make your free throws, you win this game. Because Cal Lutheran, you know, they can, if they want, I guess they can play straight up here. But then, you know, even if they get the rebound, they've got 2 timeouts left, sure. But, I mean, you're only going to have 20 seconds to work with. And then, again, got to play the foul game even if you do score. And you're going to be just going possession for possession here. So, Profs, take care of the ball, make your free throws, and you'll have a game tomorrow. If not, I'm not too sure.
Dickerson to Smith, gets it back, and Lewis is hounding him there. Fouls Dickerson as well.
It's an early foul. So Cal Lutheran elected to put Rowan at the line, seemingly take their chances, and you'd figure the next time down, they're probably gonna look for a 3. Because if Dickerson hits both, it's a 7-point game, and a 2 is just gonna get you back to the same spot you're in right now with only less time. So we'll see, but still CD's got to make both.
Also, they bring in Martin for some 3-point shots as he hit a couple in the first half. Dickerson short on the 1-and-1. Griffiths the board. We'll get it into Lewis, coming off a career-high 29 points, 14 so far in this one. Make it 17.
And here we go.
39.4 to play. Dickerson fouled again, so a chance at redemption for the senior.
Man, Lewis has been ultra impressive. California kid, he dons the purple and gold for Cal Lutheran. Sounds like a certain somebody who played in LA for a lot of years. Hitting tough shots, late in games. Been very impressed with Lewis, the big 3 there. And now, this is, you got no choice but to make them now, because it's a 2-point game. With the 10th foul, you're going to have 2 shots here for Connor Dickerson, but you need to make at least 1 at a bare minimum.
And he misses it. You can hear the crowd reacting to that
the groan
shot.
from the Profs faithful. Cal Lutheran, you're going to expect them to take a timeout here, make or miss.
You bring Vilmar in, or wait until shooter. This is only Dickerson's 2nd trip to the line all night. One just came moments ago. And finally gets it to go. 5 points for Dickerson, as Noel will take a seat. So obviously defensive-minded here for the Profs.
And no timeout for Cal Lutheran.
Probably look to see Noel back in defense for offense. Bridge moving quickly. Near side, couple of crossovers. Bridge goes to the cup, gets bumped, no call. Banks it off the glass. They're only down by 1, 78-77, 30.2 to play. It is getting down to the wire. We can keep it here. 30-second timeout. I I mean, for Rowan, it's about taking care of the basketball, making the free throws, and they missed a couple of free throws like we kind of alluded to right now. They've been taking care of the ball relatively well, only 5 turnovers, 13 for Cal Lutheran. But when you leave a wide open guy like that to hit the bucket, only down by 1, a team that can make threes time and time again, it could get scary for Rowan. They need to just lock down defensively.
Well, it was really scary there. Just one, Burridge did a great job looking for the foul on that drive. He had the contact that he wanted, and he went up with it, made the shot. I think the whistle could have easily blown right there, and he would have had a chance to tie the game. But also, Russell White, head coach for Cal Lutheran, great job not burning your timeout there after Dickerson's made free throw. You get the made basket, then you burn the timeout to get yourself set defensively. Great job of coaching right there. And Rowan, they've got to execute on this inbound right now. Everybody, inbounder and Dickerson, if he's got nobody, you have to come to the ball. He does have the timeout that he can use, but you can't leave it on an island.
Each team with 1 remaining. Dickerson.
And that's exactly what they do.
Great job defensively for Cal Lutheran, and Dickerson knowing heads up.
And Marcellus Ross is saying that he's getting his jersey tugged as he's trying to work his way around his defender, so he's talking to the officials. But this is a big time play for Rowan. I mean, you got to go the length of the floor, and you have to get it in. Now, what Dickerson didn't do there, or at least I didn't think, I don't know, maybe my eyes deceived me. I didn't see him running the baseline, which you can do. You can go up and down the baseline. Dickerson kind of just stayed in one spot. So I don't know if Coach Chrisman is going to make him aware of that in the huddle, but you can go up and down the baseline on an inbounds play like that where you've got to go the length of the floor. So a little bit more dynamic this time you'd like to see from Rowan getting this ball in. But even if they do get fouled and they hit both free throws, at the end of the day, Tara, Cal Lutheran is going to have a shot either way to try and send this game to overtime. So
without a doubt, and we saw what happened, another heartbreak for Rowan with that Montclair State game. Only one of their 2 losses in the conference. The 2 losses at 16-2 in the conference were both heartbreaking.
Pretty crazy
losses.
Way to lose both your conference games, right?
And that one was here in Glassboro. The other one was in Jersey City, and that was an overtime game where Rowan just defensively collapsed in overtime. And Montclair State, a team who was also in the NCAA tournament, just lost their game earlier today, comes down to closing things out at the end. And this time Dickerson does move in the baseline, gets it back, and is immediately met by Riley O'Connor. So that'll send him to the line 3 consecutive times.
Yep, and it is redemption time for Mr. Dickerson. He's missed a couple tonight, but if he gets both of these, the ball is in the court of Cal Lutheran. Either way it will be, but if he makes both of them, they've got to try for the 3. At 28.4, I guess you can go for a quick 2, but still, it sends the lead out to 3.
Dickerson 1 for 3, and now 2 for 4. Bringing more 3-point shooters. Martin and Lewis. Lewis will go to line it up. Rowan leads by 2, 79-77. And there's the revenge for Connor Dickerson. 2 clutch free throws to give him a 3-point edge. Burridge wide open, all up on Lewis. Burridge, pull up, missed it. The tip, that's going to be Rowan basketball. 18.3 to play. Smith to inbound, Ross. Kingsmen not fouling here. Noel, and as they do. 12.4 to play.
Pretty fitting. It's going to be Noel trying to put the game away here. He has had the big performance once again. 27 points, 14 rebounds for this kid. I mean, 4 different schools in 4 seasons for him. Came in from a Division II school in Lincoln, came back home, played for RCSJ as a freshman, leading scorer there, and now playing for the hometown school in the Profs. And on their way, looks like, to the second round of the NCAA tournament.
29 points for Noel. Lewis, 8 to play. Susko for a 3. And immediately Seeger is fouled with 2.9 to play. And now the crowd is on their feet as the Profs will take the long trek over to the free throw line.
This is a scene to behold at SB Gymnasium, Tara. For a Division III school, they are showing out right now in a packed gym.
Seeger hits the first.
Obviously, the Prof faithful, not your run-of-the-mill, everyday Division III fan base, however. Gonna make it tough on anybody who's got to come through Glassboro.
And that will wrap this one up. The Profs are moving on to the second round as they take down Cal Lutheran 83-77 from Glassboro, New Jersey. What a game that went down to the wire. And the 4 games today, Aaron, fans probably did not have this one going the way that it did, but either way, Rowan comes out with the win, and they're going to be playing off against Utica tomorrow at 7:30. That's also being a really good showdown. That Utica squad shot over 50%, 55% from the field, a team that's very stout offensively. They looked really good, and for Rowan, they had a battle back in this one and took control, especially in that second half, like we've seen from them time and time again, and they come out with the victory and moving on for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, well, Utica, I mean, no slouch. You obviously just saw them, Tara, and if you watch the game here on Rowan Athletics, taking down Babson in the first round. And so out of the Empire 8 Conference, Utica this year, 17-1, 23-4 overall. Fantastic team, and you expect their fans to travel a bit better coming from upstate New York and instead of the other side of the country like Cal Lutheran. But congrats to Cal Lutheran, first tournament berth in over 20 years, and they did play a heck of a game here in Glassboro. Not an easy place to win, obviously, all season long. We saw the best of the NJAC struggle here. Cal Lutheran looked poised. They looked confident, shot the lights out of the ball in the first half. But the Profs, in the end, with their overwhelming talent and just tenaciousness, just relentlessness, these guys are coached so well by Joe Crispin and the rest of the coaching staff, and have no doubt that they'll continue to make a run, and we'll see how far they can go. But I think right now, the sky's the limit, especially when you get this type of performance from Jazir Noel on a nightly basis.
To wrap up the stats, again, a huge credit to Cal Lutheran. They poured it on all cylinders. They were 3-point shooting, 14 3-pointers they hit today. Lewis finished with 17, their leading scorer all season long. Griffiths with 13, Susko 14, and Burridge with 10. Also 9 rebounds for Susko and Lewis as well. But for the Profs, it was the Jazir Noel show. As per usual, he had put on a quite fantastic performance. 29 points, 14 boards, had a double-double easily in that first part of the second half for him. Andrew Seeger really kind of lit it up in the second half as well. 13 points, 6 rebounds for him. Ross with 12 points, and Vilmar again. He finished in 3 games with double figures again for the Profs as they win this one 83-77 as they'll be taking on Utica tomorrow here in Glassboro, New Jersey once again at 7:30 p.m. For Caraguna, alongside Aaron Hook and the rest of our crew here at Rowan University, saying so long from Glassboro, New Jersey, and we'll see you tomorrow.